Greetings everyone. On the previous episode of Mass Effect 3, we arrived here on the planet Lessus to a secret Asari Ardat-Yakshi monastery. Apparently they were attacked by the Reapers, and the Asari commandos that were supposed to evacuate or destroy this place were all killed by the looks of it. We also ran into Samara. She's here to find her daughters, who apparently have been living here as well. She went on ahead, so let's try to catch up with her and see what happened in this place. And I think I saw, a PDA here.
My name is Tashia Pore. I'm wounded. Bad. Give this to my bondmate, Weshra. Asked her to go to the Citadel and tell Weshra I love her. Tell her. Sorry we fought. I was an idiot. Didn't mean any of it, Weshra. Want you to have everything of mine, okay? Love you. I love you so.
Well, that's sad. I guess we can find Weshra on the Citadel. Everybody dies in this game. Unfortunately.
Not sure how I feel about doing the Asari's dirty work.
We need them on our side.
Well, Asari Command owes us big time for this.
Agreed.
Okay. You agree with Ash? That's new. And it's snowing outside. And this is a big place and we need to fight. So I put my new defense matrix on. We'll see how it performs. I'll try using it and see if the powers are frequent enough, if the cooldown is not too much. And then I can purge them for shields, right? And I'll have full access to my powers. Alright, Ash, you're in snipers because I knew this was gonna be a big fight at long distance. How should we proceed? Maybe if we stick to one side here, huh?
On it. Right.
Oh boy. They're already here. Holy shit. These are fast. We need a distraction. Oh, she's right after me. Get her armor down. Get out of there, Ash. You're not out of there. You both need to do something. Ash, are you out? You're not. Yeah, you need first aid, huh? Holy crap. Another one. Reapers. You're hiding over there. That's your cover. A bench.
Got it!
Now, so far it's not impacting my powers too much.
That used to be a person. An Asari. What have the Reapers done?
Well, they do this to everyone. You know that. I mean, it's still shocking, I guess. Yeah, I guess we were supposed to find this quest before we encountered them in the Leviathan DLC. Because, I mean, we've seen them before, but we didn't acknowledge them. Alright, I don't feel like there's anything left here.
Mother, you came.
As soon as I was able. Shepard, this is Valere, my youngest. She and her sister Rila are Ardat-Yakshi. They have
Mother, they have Rila.
What?
I saw some of those creatures take her into the Great Hall. I've been trying to get there.
What are the Reapers doing here?
Harvesting us. They're turning us into those monsters. Please, you can't let that happen to Rila.
So the Ardat-Yakshi are innocent.
The Asari thought the Ardat-Yakshi were to blame for the attack.
This is our home. Most of us are grateful to be here. The monastery is a place Ardat-Yakshi can achieve peace.
Valere speaks truthfully, Shepard. I vouch for her words, with pride.
Oh, I believe you.
Then we have to find Rila fast. The Great Hall has a bomb in it.
A bomb? What, didn't you come to rescue people?
We'll try, but we can't leave this place standing, Valere.
You sound like the commandos. They didn't stop to help anyone.
Valere?
I'm sorry.
Valere! The Great Hall. She's looking for Rila.
We'll meet you there.
Please be swift.
You know, you could have just did that to us too, no? I feel like you could have used biotics. And Liara could do it too. A computer.
Jethro, this is Galay. I've blocked extranet access. We don't need the students panicking about these Reaper rumors. Still, it will not hurt to tally our supplies. Please bring me an inventory before evening prayer. I'll contact Cessia later tonight to inquire what set the Asari to war. Go in peace.
Okay, well... They tried to remain hidden. Didn't work. What else do we have? That's our door. Damaged elevator.
You'd need a crowbar to pry those doors open. This place was beautiful before the Reapers came.
Okay. Guess we'll use the other door. Did anything change? Asari commandos disappeared while answering a distress call sent from an Ardat-Yakshi monastery. Nothing's changed. Oh, they're already here. Cannibals. And is that a Asari or Turian? I think that's a Turian thing, right?
As you wish. On it.
Alright, let's light them up.
Got it.
Alright. Need some grenades, Ash. Maybe you should pick them up. I have to do everything myself here. A disciple. Weapon unlock. I guess it's a shotgun, I think. We don't need it. And Ceres Council shoulder guard. We need the Medigel. Yeah, so far this defense matrix is... I'm not feeling the side effect, so that's good. Something else here, a weapon bench, a safe, and 2 computers. Jeffra, I had the new girl put in a holding chamber. The Justicar who brought her to us, Justicar Fora, said she had trouble convincing the prisoner coming to the monastery was necessary. This may explain why the girl lashed out at her guards. She's lucky Fora wasn't here for that. The Justicar's code would have demanded an execution. I'll question some other Justicars on the level of coercion Fora's permitted to use by the code. This isn't the first time her captors arrived here terrified out of their wits, but it will certainly be the last. Matriarch Galay. So interestingly enough, Justicars, I feel like they're actually hunting down more Ardat-Yakshi than we think. It's not just Samara hunting down her daughters. I actually do have a theory on Samara and Morinth that I forgot to say in Mass Effect 2, but I'll keep it for later in the episode. For now, let's move on. Jeffra, I looked over this year's candidates for supervised visits to Thessia. I'm approving everyone but Yanis. She is impulsive, cunning, and worst of all, a romantic. Find me a worse combination to let outside our walls. I find it suspicious she was even nominated. Let's look into that and pray it's not Yanis manipulating another infatuation. It takes a great deal of time and effort to persuade Thessia's government to let our best students visit their own homeworld. Unless Yanis matures, she won't be among them. Matriarch Galay. I mean, that's gotta suck. Love denied forever, because you can kill your partner with sex. Alright, guess we're going down. Quick save. This feels like another place we can fight.
Got it. Right.
Here we go. Oh no, we have more of those things. Need to take those shields down. Oh shit, they're so fast. They're in a blink. They're already here. What do I use? Distraction, right? Distraction, Shepard. Oh, great. Come on, Ash. I need the little pistol. And Ash, switch to your weapon. And come here. No, fuck it. You can't let them face to face. And now I got Reapers on both sides. So no point in reviving just yet. Oh my god. Don't teleport. Come on, Liara, it's you and me. Shit, 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 shit. Okay.
Got it. Right away. Okay.
I hate it when they're on all the sides.
On it.
Thanks. Okay. Somehow I survived. I have trouble against one. What am I gonna do in the Great Hall? Or what's it called? There's gonna be a lot of them over there. Alright, nothing else to loot. You guys are in position.
Got it.
There's a dead Asari already. Liara? Are you in here?
Got it.
Guess no one's around. Assault rifle, precision scope. Can we interact here? Asari corpse. Anything else on the computer? No.
Another commando got overrun? This place must have been chaos. Or they panicked.
Asari commandos have decades of experience. They don't panic.
Doesn't matter how long you've been fighting. You never know what'll break your unit.
You know best, huh? Alright, we have an elevator. Nothing to say? We already reached the bomb. That was fast. We got Medigel. Do we need it? I think so.
There's the bomb.
And Falaire.
Falaire, Rila cannot hear us.
Look, she's still alive.
I know, but I am afraid Rila is not well.
Reela's not one of them yet. She can't be. She just needs to wake up.
I guess they got to her. More Medigel. I'm gonna save that. I feel like this fight is gonna be the death of me. So there's a lot of bombs. I need to figure out how to... Well, there's a lot of Medigel, but not a lot of places to hide from those things because they blink and they're right on you. Okay, well, let's see. This is Rila and Falaire. They don't look anything like Samara and Morint.
Reela? Reela, can you hear me? Why did she do that?
Because they've begun to turn her into one of the Reaper's creatures.
I'm sorry. Can we set off that bomb?
We need a detonator.
Commandos would have had one. We've got to find it.
Crap.
Later.
Later indeed. 2 of them. Okay. And husks. And you're gonna protect your daughters. Great.
Understood. Right away.
I'm gonna try to... We need to get rid of those husks. And fast. Oh my god, they're already here.
Got it.
Great job, Shepard. You hit the wall.
On it.
I don't like that we're playing their game. These distractions are not working. Oh, fuck. Turn around, Ash.
Understood.
It's here. It's here. Run. Oh my god. Where is it? Freeze. Run. Get the Medigel. Oh my god. Where is it? Ash switch. Put her down.
That's the last one.
For now, let's get back to that bomb.
Well, I didn't die. Somehow. I hate these closed spaces. You have to keep running around. Alright, I guess that's it, right? We took the Medigel. No more grenades for Ashley. We used everything on those things. You guys alright?
Flair, go! Take the elevator! Rila, what are you doing? It's too late for me. There are hundreds coming. Just go!
Move!
No! Rila! I love you. Rila!
Samara, a little help with your daughter, maybe. Ugh. They look like they're pregnant. Damn.
We're not your slaves. Rila, there wasn't even time to say goodbye.
Few can break the Reaper's hold. Rila's will was extraordinary, as was her love for you.
We left her to die.
Rila made her choice, and it has reminded me of what is truly important. Why I swore I'd lay down my life.
What is that?
Falair, the code demands an Ardat-Yakshi cannot live outside a monastery that no longer exists.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry, Shepard. By the Justicar's code, there is only one way to save Falair.
Mother, no!
My daughters, you were also. Let go.
What are you doing?
Fulfilling the code.
By throwing your life away?
I won't kill my last daughter.
You won't have to.
Valere?
I'll stay here. Home. No matter what's become of it.
Without a proper monastery,
I could have left any time. I don't need a building to honor my own code. And if the Reapers return, they won't take me alive. I promise.
then the code permits you to stay, as you are. Once this war is over, and if I am able, I will visit, as a Justicar should.
Damn. That was a radical solution. Samara was really shocking the first time I saw it. Like, she became so emotionally detached. She buries everything in. Like, she couldn't even give her a proper hug here. As for Rila, she didn't even say anything to her. She just acknowledged her sacrifice. So anyway, about my theory that I had about Samara and Morinth, I actually tried to look it up on the internet, but I don't think anyone has this theory yet. And it's probably because it's not a theory about what might be the case, but more of a theory on what might have been the case, which is probably why it's not so popular. I think that initially Samara and Morinth were supposed to be twin sisters, and the big reveal was gonna be that Samara is actually an Ardat-Yakshi herself. And I say that because there's a lot of, let's say, residual evidence in the writing and some inconsistencies throughout the story, and you can kind of see that what we had in the beginning doesn't really align perfectly with what we ended up having. So I'm gonna present my evidence to support my case, I guess, just for fun, because obviously this is not something that ended up being true for the final version of this story. But anyway, let's look at the obvious first, which is Samara and Morinth's appearance. They are practically identical. They're actually the same character model, and in fact, if you choose Morinth in Mass Effect 2, she comes aboard not as Morinth, but as Samara in disguise. And your companions can't really tell the difference. They just kind of have a weird feeling. They get bad vibes from her, but they can't really tell them apart. So it's not like she kind of looks like her daughter, but she's exactly identical. And we can see that Valere and Rila don't look anything like Samara. When we hunt down Morinth in the Afterlife Club on Omega, Samara doesn't actually tell us anything about her appearance. There's no picture, there's no description, there's nothing. I think that it wasn't mentioned because, again, initially they were supposed to be twins, and Shepard had basically no reaction to Morinth looking exactly like Samara. Another interesting thing I noticed in the apartment when we basically trap Morinth, she says that strange line that the Ardat-Yakshi are the genetic destiny of the Asari. Now, obviously, they shut down that loophole very elegantly by saying that the Ardat-Yakshi are sterile and they can't really have children. But still, in hindsight, why would Morinth actually lead with that? She was in a situation where she had to convince Shepard that she is Samara's superior so she doesn't get killed. If you know that you're sterile, why lead with a lie in that moment? She could have said she's a superior killer because she's an Ardat-Yakshi. She could have made her case that she's more adaptable because she was on the run for her entire life. But instead, she went to the genetic destiny of the Asari. Again, I feel like that's a line that's kind of residual. And I think that in that moment, it was supposed to be revealed that Samara herself is an Ardat-Yakshi. and it would have made the choice a lot harder because she basically manipulated and lied to you so she can get to her sister. Obviously, that would have meant that Samara had a darker past and she had children and probably killed her bondmate in the process. And then maybe she redeemed herself by joining the Justicars, and that's how she controls her addiction to killing by following the strict code. And part of her redemption is to track down her sister and kill her. I mean, that would have been a very interesting take on the Justicars if we think about it, because even here in this monastery we found evidence that the Ardat-Yakshi and the Justicars are a lot more connected than just, Samara and her daughters. It would have been interesting if the Justicars were actually reformed Ardat-Yakshi, but I can also see that having a lot of inconsistencies, and I think it would have been ultimately a bad idea if they did that. Anyway, when we talked to Samara on board the Normandy in Mass Effect 2, she also told us that there's only 3 Ardat-Yakshi in existence, and yet here we are at a monastery filled with Ardat-Yakshi, and her daughters have been living here for a while, so she obviously knows what's going on. It's not in Samara's character to lie about stuff like this. Her being a Justicar, I feel like if she wanted to keep this a secret, she would have just told Shepard that she's not gonna give him this information. I feel like this existence of more Ardat-Yakshi was something that was added later to the story. We actually get the first conversation between Samara and her daughters in the Lair of the Shadow Broker DLC, which was obviously developed and released after the main game. It's there that we read about Rila and Falere living in this monastery and in seclusion. And it's also where we find a small detail about Samara's bondmate, which is another thing that I found very interesting, that she was never really mentioned outside being another Asari, because Ardat-Yakshi come from pure blood children, I guess. I find it very strange that Shepard asks everyone about their family, about their mother, father, sister, everyone, and with Samara, it's kind of like he's not even acknowledging the bondmate's existence. It's even more strange because you can actually romance Samara, and if you can get past the Justicar code and find a way to her heart, let's say, wouldn't you ask first if she still has feelings for basically the father of her children? Like, you just go in and romance her? That's kind of strange for Shepard. If my theory is correct, it means that Samara initially, in the rough draft, maybe killed her bondmate when she conceived her children. I think that's interesting. I mean, her bondmate is not even mentioned by name. It's kind of left intentionally vague, like they might have broken up or she might be dead, because Samara only has some kind of memento of her, if I remember correctly, some object that she gave up when she became a Justicar, so that might fit with this theory actually, and that would explain why she doesn't want to have sex with you also. Anyway, that's my evidence, and that's how I'm pleading my case. Obviously, I could be wrong, and I probably am, but I think it would have been an interesting take to have the Ardat-Yakshi actually be able to reproduce, and Samara being one of them. I feel like that would have been a very interesting choice between the two, or at least it would have made it a lot more difficult. But yeah, let's stop dwelling on what might have been and come back to the present. You could stay, Samara, if you want.
I'd understand if you wanted to help Falere rebuild a home here.
It must wait now that I can help oppose the Reapers. I'll speak with Falere, then join your forces. If you'll have me, of course.
I'd be honored.
The honor is mine, my friend.
Everything's taken care of down here. Bring in the shuttle.
Right, Commander. I'll just follow the smoke.
Okay.
I read your report, Commander. We had no idea the situation had deteriorated so quickly.
That's why I set off the bomb. There were no Ardat-Yakshi left.
May the Ardat-Yakshi find rest. What the Reapers did to them was monstrous. I had another team of commandos headed to the Monastery who I can now formally transfer to Admiral Hackett's command. They'll serve you loyally, Commander. Farewell.
Interesting. We told her that they're all dead. We didn't mention Falair. So yeah, I thought like Samara would actually join the Normandy and not just the cause by that interaction, but I guess it's better than nothing.
Commander, there's a new message at your private terminal.
Okay.
The Crucible Project received some new tech from the Asari government.
I'm glad they've decided to help the war effort.
Everybody has to fight now, no matter how pretty you are. I learned that the hard way.
So you like Asari too.
Commander?
I mean, it makes sense for you. So what is this message? Oh my god. Message is... Memorial from Ashley Williams Shepard. My sister got everything set up at the Citadel Memorial. She showed me what she's going to put up on the wall. It's nice. I wish I could do something to make this easier for her. She wants me to say something about our family. I know you're busy, but it would mean a lot if you could be there, Ashley. Alright, from Miranda. Shepard, I discovered a few things about my sister. It's bad, but there's something else going on. I'm back on the Citadel. I'll find a place to meet and send you a nav point when you get there, Miranda, okay? Take a break, Garrus Vakarian. Shepard, I thought next time we're at the Citadel, maybe we could take a break. Can't fight a war without a little R&R once in a while. I'll be hanging around CSEC near the shuttles if you're interested. Okay, Garrus. I guess we got stuff on the Citadel. Again. Headed for the front lines from Samara. Shepard, I finished my business on Lessus. I would offer to travel once again with you on the Normandy, but the code dictates I join the fight where it is most dire. While you do your essential work, I will do my best to help hold the front. Before I depart, I'll return to the Citadel for a short time to prepare. If it does not interfere with your duties, come find me there, Samara. Okay. Asari squad ready. From Corinne Lames. Commander Shepard, as of an hour ago, Asari High Command has assigned my squad to support you. We will ride with the 2nd Fleet until it's time to deploy. If you'll allow me a personal note, I knew a few of the commandos who went down to that monastery. Nothing will bring them back. But hearing that that place went up in smoke is the only good news I've heard in weeks. Ready to serve, Captain Corinne. Okay. Getting away from work. From Liara to Sony. Shepard, I need an excuse to tear myself away from all these monitors. Come see me the next time we dock on the Citadel, okay? Visiting the Citadel from Javik. Commander, I find this messaging system to be outdated and clumsy. I assumed Specialist Trainer was joking when she said I had to type letters to form words. I want to visit the Citadel the next time we travel there. In my lifetime, it had been captured by the Reapers. If you would like to join me, I will be in the area where the embassies are located. I believe this concept of galactic control shared among races is a lie. Okay. Javik. So everybody wants to hang out on the Citadel. We might have to go there sooner than later.
Glad you talked Samara down.
I never thought I'd see her flinch from her duty.
I don't know. On one hand, that code's all she's had to live by for, God, centuries. And the galaxy goes to hell. The old rules don't cut it anymore. I mean, we're cutting some corners, right?
A few.
Well, the Alliance can always court-martial us after we save the galaxy.
Yeah, that was an interesting situation for her. She would have given up the Justicar code. I mean, she would have fulfilled it by killing herself, I guess.
What are you doing, Edie?
Monitoring reports of proton storms and other space weather. With the Reapers attacking the comm buoy systems, critical warnings may be lost.
How bad are these storms?
If we are warned, not bad. If we are not warned, very bad.
Thanks for the info, Edie.
And thanks for simplifying it for Shepard.
Hello, Shepard.
Commander.
Alright, you two. I am off. And I want to check if I fed my fish because I feel like I forgot.
Garrus mentioned something about you two having some fun next time you're on the Citadel. Don't get into trouble.
Okay. Don't worry, with Garrus, it's just guns everywhere and damage. Okay, they're still alive. We got new pieces of armor. And we got this guy. This is so wrong on so many levels, I feel like. First of all, if this is an actual husk head, it was once a human being. Second, if this is Reaper tech, then I don't feel like it's shielded, and I feel like it's gonna indoctrinate me and it's gonna spy for the Reapers. This is how Shepard actually gets indoctrinated, if the blue ending theory is correct. It's because of the husk head. Every time you're sleeping, he analyzes your waves, your brain waves, and forces those nightmares on you. Okay, let's get out of here. Crew deck. Where is everybody? Liara in her cabin. I'm used to Mass Effect 2 and I tend to go everywhere. Hey, you're sitting down.
Hey, Commander. I dug out some letters my youngest sister wrote when she was in high school. She was having a hard time. Teen drama and all that. Just needed her big sis. I guess with everything that happened down there, I just wanted to read them again.
Okay.
You sure make some unusual friends, Shepard.
What do you mean? Samara?
That is not a side of the Asari I ever want to see.
Agreed. That was a tough fight.
Shepard?
I mean, they blink and they're in an instant next to you. I mean, that's the whole point of a blink, I guess. I didn't talk to Tactus yet.
It would help all involved if you could barter a trade of medical supplies with the Citadel refugees. Speak to Tactus. You should be able to find him near the docks.
We need to collect more stuff before I head back to the Citadel. Maybe do another scan.
Have we heard from Agent DeTrace yet?
She has not reported in for over 8 hours, Doctor.
She was stationed on Valchir when the Reapers invaded. I think we can assume what happened. Inform Agent Calamus he's now in charge of reporting Reaper activity past the lowest relay.
Alright, I guess he did.
Poor Rila. But I'm glad she set off that bomb, Shepard.
You're not upset the monastery was destroyed?
No, not after what I saw. I don't care that they were Ardat-Yakshi. To be turned into such creatures, nobody deserves that.
Agreed. I feel like some parts remained, though. I mean, she chose to stay there.
Ready for the next mission?
I mean, that was a big monastery. Because there was a big bomb. A lot of bombs, and it didn't destroy all of it. I feel like it was a skyscraper. Intact Reaper weapon. Right, we found some upgrades. Weapon damage or ammo capacity. Normally I would go for damage, but since I'm only carrying 2 weapons, I might actually go for the ammo capacity. And Gallet, electronic signature, store discount, or power damage. Power damage. Alright, we got a lot of power damage, free 15%. Power recharge 5%. Shields, okay.
A pleasure to see you.
Thank you, Glyph. And yeah, I feel like the defense matrix did really well. In this mission, I didn't feel that the cooldown was too extreme. I think I only purged it once in the final fight. Where is Garrus? Garrus? Where is this guy? Lounge with Javik, okay. I see. Well, we don't have to look for Javik either. So I was right to check everywhere. This is the lounge, right?
Everybody was fighting the Rachni, trying to push them back through the relay. Finally, the Krogan were turned loose and stopped them.
I see.
But when the Krogan rebelled, we had to deploy the genophage to stop them. Wasn't the only rebellion. 1,000 years later, the Geth revolted against the Quarians. That was a whole other war. Then along came the humans. My own people tangled with them for a while, and now, to top it all off, we've got the Reapers. What about you?
The Ouroboros fought the Densorin. The Andoromai conquered the Vandomai, and the Jatil turned against the Ja.
So, I guess nobody really ever gets their act together.
The Sinreal claimed to have found the path to eternal peace.
What happened?
The Justicar preferred war and wiped them out.
I hope you guys had alcohol.
Yeah, okay. I feel like they forbid alcohol, right, Javik?
Some of the crew seem shocked by the monstrosities we have encountered. They haven't seen what the Reapers could corrupt after 100 years. That was our war. Every battle conjured a new nightmare.
Right, all kinds of creatures, probably Reaperized.
This human holds such childish views of war. Your species has much to learn.
Who, this guy? I feel like he's just shocked, not even moving anymore.
Commander.
Garrus?
Samara's the kind of soldier we need in this war. Nothing gets in her way. I just hope I'm not in her way someday. That woman means business.
I agree.
Now it's a mutated Asari. The Reapers are just a giant nightmare factory that never ends.
True.
I can only imagine what the Reapers are doing to the Drell. Or the Hanar. Or the Vorcha. This could get a lot worse before it gets better.
That would be interesting to see. A Reaperized Hanar. Blasto with Reaper upgrades. Or a Volus.
How's it going? It's a brilliant tactic, when you think about it.
But it's evil.
When has that ever mattered in war?
Yeah, but converting other life forms into Reapers? I can't wrap my head around that.
Makes sense to me. It ensures you never run out of cannon fodder. Eliminates any local resistance. And for every soldier you add, your enemy loses 2. The one you converted, and his buddy on the other side who can't pull the trigger on a friend.
You sound like you admire them.
Same way I admire a virus or a thresher maw. They've adapted perfectly to their situation.
But the Reapers want to destroy us.
And I have no intention of letting them. But if you don't respect your enemy's capabilities, you're in for one nasty surprise after another.
Garrus dropping knowledge over here. Anything else? Javik? Nothing to add? I gotta tell that guy not to spend time with Javik. Garrus is a good influence, but Javik, I don't feel like he's the kind of role model you want to follow.
So, are you doing a story on the Asari who were turned into Reaper creatures?
The Ardat-Yakshi? No.
I think that story would be perfect for you. The hidden dark side of the most beautiful race in the galaxy.
We have a huge Asari audience. If I do that story, I could lose them.
That seems a bit like pandering.
Ever seen how fast an e-democracy can abandon its allies?
No.
If I do my job, you won't.
Okay.
I talked with Williams. Between the 212, Horizon, and the Council's other guards, it's like death just follows her around.
Yeah. Maybe don't mention it to her.
Do we need to talk, Commander?
I guess not.
Not right now, Allers.
Let me know when we do.
Now that you showed interest, I was just checking.
Nothing to report, Commander.
Nothing on Samara, you guys?
Nothing to report.
Okay. Javik's not here.
I've always loved the M35 Mako. It's got heart, you know?
Oh, come on. The M44 Hammerhead is vastly superior.
Come on, that thing's made of tissue paper. At least the Mako can take a few hits.
I'd hope so. That thing handles like a drunk rhino. No agility whatsoever.
More like a bull that can climb and climb for days.
It only climbs because of its stupid, vertically aligned Mass Effect fields. Jump or stick. No speed. No lateral movement.
Hey, with a cannon like that, who needs to move?
If you want that, why don't you just stick with the old M29 Grizzly?
Hey, I love that tank.
You would be one to love grizzly bears, Mr. Vega.
What? What's so funny?
Okay. Honestly, they both have advantages and disadvantages. I do prefer the Hammerhead for maneuverability, and that the missions with the Hammerhead were a lot more... They finished a lot faster. You didn't have to drive everywhere, and it was annoying with the Mako, kinda.
The next time you blow up a monastery, let me know you've left the premises, okay? I worry about you.
I gave you the smoke signal, what do you mean?
Doesn't hurt to go over the weapon roster one more time.
Alright.
Sure.
Speaking of that, I should probably upgrade that weapon I bought and couldn't use. I'll do it on my own time.
Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Yeah, it's probably just you and the ship. So I'm gonna end the episode here for today. I'll spend some time upgrading my weapons and messing with my armor, and then I'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching, and farewell.